13.8 billion years ago, primordial nucleosynthesis formed the first elements of our universe: helium, lithium, hydrogen, and beryllium. Year 1975. Information scientist Adita Smiley synthesizes the first plant-mineral hybrid species using a homespun version of nucleosynthesis. A quartz crystal is merged with a Peruvian torch cactus. This mistakenly creates the 119th element on the periodic table. It is named the smile.
You're the one who's lost contact with life. You've let yourself be conditioned by machines.
Everything else comes from outer space, from unknown regions. Humanity's life depends upon the unknown. Knowledge is laughable when attributed to a human being. Come on. Yeah. When we wanted to walk, they took away the street where we liked to walk. When we wanted to talk.
Year 1956. International Business Machines opens a sprawling campus in Kingston, New York, that will be the site of major innovations in information technology such as mainframe computers, video display terminals, and industrial communication networks. The 2.4 million square foot business park becomes known as Tech City.
They took everything away. When we wanted to surf, they took the wave. They took the wave. They took everything away from you and me. They took the wave.
Night Nurse Safari. They want to park a lounger on wheels. They have a 125 miles per hour consciousness. No daylight. Drive all night. 4 drops. 2 tablets. And the AM/FM spike. The garage is the concrete box of partially dead mechanics. The depository for light industry. The night nurse fluffs the cushions and tunes the smile.
And took away our home.
Year 1985, IBM reaches its peak as the largest company on Earth.
In the moonlight, they took the moon. They took the moon. They took the moon, made right out of.
Year 1993, after several strategic blunders, IBM has an identity crisis. In a fit of corporate psychosis, the Tech City campus splits from its parent company. Dennis Field, the executive with a penchant for new age trends, rebrands the park as Macrobiotic Business Machines and shifts the focus to neuromorphic transistors, organic technologies, and holistic information networks.
The emergence of large systems has been a central feature of modern times, made possible only by the development of high-speed data processing. One of the largest of these systems is the Air Defense Command's Continental Defense Network of surveillance, detection, and destruction.
Year 1995. Macrobiotic Business Machines, formerly known as IBM, overhauls the information architecture of the Tech City campus. Traditional digital and analog circuits are replaced with the first practical implementation of a synthetic biological communication network known as the SMILE.
We know that the membrane of the inner ear changes sound waves into audible sensations. But until recently, no one had seen the whole inner ear in action. When sound waves strike the membrane, it makes thousands of microscopic movements per second. Only by computer could they be calculated and for the first time pictorially described.
Year 1997. Macrobiotic Business Machines abandons the Tech City campus due to the abject failure of the SMILE. Year 1995. Physicist Leonard Susskind articulates the theory that the three-dimensional world of ordinary experience, the universe filled with galaxies, stars, planets, houses, boulders, and people, is a hologram, an image of reality coded on a distant two-dimensional surface.
You are looking at a heart valve.
Fake Modigliani vibrator. They fetishize hard water. They yearn for TSA approval through deep exfoliation. They live inside Korean soap operas. The view from the 123rd floor coupled with the 1000 thread count rub. Toothpaste and air gel combo. Frequent flyer miles. Chemical peels. A personal aqua fantasy. Eyes half-mast. Xanax sponsored bubble bath. Metro Pacific SERP. They lurk in the cubicles, juiced into the business machines, snacking on macrobiotic puffs. They are the executive style. They have midnight power appeal. You can get cash for gold if the pickpocket doesn't find you first. This is the creed. Point of production scrambled with point of sale. Into the dream of permanent leisure.
Year 1998, the smile is resurrected with the first broadcast of Radio San San, a pirate media transmission originating from the Tech City campus. Underground musicians Farmer Kintaro and RF Saxon set up shop within the abandoned mainframes. The smile is used to generate a new form of electronic music using phasing patterns pulled directly from the rotting biotech. They call it colony sound. The transmissions began at sunset and lasted until sunrise the following day. To maintain secrecy, they began every transmission with the catchphrase, "This is the colony sound." Broadcasting live from Sunset Corridor.
Soon microwave techniques and equipment had become part of day-to-day telephone and television transmission. With microwave, calls ride a radio beam from tower to tower instead of going through cables.
The mansion. 75% Florida. 25% Punjabi. The cat carrier girls are smoking at the Orange Julius. This is the vacant mall. Everybody left for the internet except a few roving packs of adolescents. The gloss of consumerism now has a layer of dust. The merch is piled in corners. The lights are bright. The smile pumps in phasing patterns from the colony sound. This is the place for psychic driving. It is also a good place to be a vegetarian.
Calling Planetarium! I am a different order of being. I will be coming your way soon. Planetarium!
Year 520 BC. Ancient Greek philosopher Pythagoras develops the theory that the sun, moon, and all planets in the universe emit a unique vibrating sound based on their orbital revolution. This is the cosmic symphony. Inaudible to the human ear, he believes these sounds can be heard by the soul. He calls this the music of the spheres. Year 1951. Dr. Donald Ewan Cameron develops a new psychiatric method that uses looped audio messages to reprogram a subject's identity through the sonic erasure of psychological wounds. It is called psychic driving. Although this therapy was originally intended to heal mental ailments, it was quickly adopted by the CIA as a means for mind control.
Sunset Corridor is the land of replicated lunch, technical images, and air-conditioned romance. Some call it a sci-fi home decorating manual. Others call it a walk in the park if the park was built as a teenage slasher fantasy. The park was actually an English garden the runaways call the Lane Meadow. This is where the flat screen generation does their mirror trade. Biochemical pleasures being hawked up and down the Salt Road. This is the Decor Slip, a catalog of shape-shifting interior identities. One day it's a Radio Shack. Then it's the Nova Chalet, only to be overrun by the Prius cigar clubs. Same bones, new skin.
Year 1989, the invention of the plant-mineral hybrid species paves the way for the construction of the first neuromorphic transistors, an analog circuit that mimics the neurobiological architecture of plants and animals. This leads to the creation of the first organic communication network known only as the SMILE. Year 1984, the superstring revolution begins. The unreliability of time and space on the quantum scale is dealt with through a theory that all elementary particles and their interactions are comprised of one-dimensional, vibrating strings. The properties of a particle and subsequently everything in the universe are determined by the frequency of the string's vibration, or the sound the string makes.
Many of us have been excited by the pictures from Voyager 1, so we invite you to journey with us with gay ear into outer space tonight, the far reaches. Was ist das? Was ist das? Gay ear!
People of the universe, they will come to greet us.
Year 1933. While working for Bell Labs, Karl Jansky detects the first radio waves from a celestial object. This led to the invention of radio astronomy, which paves the way for the discovery of the cosmic microwave background and evidence of the Big Bang.
Self-portrait mania. The supply chain stops at the bar stool in the Winston Hotel. TVI, the runaway from Fort Lauderdale, offers you some marasa. It's neither the time nor the place. Sega and Pat are in the lounge running mirror trade in Central Asia. The identity market is white hot. Today's special is a cross between Andrew Dice Clay and Yogi Bhajan.
Year 2014. Colony Sound is resurrected through unearthed recordings of the early radio San transmissions. This results in Tech City being rebooted as an architecture-sized instrument. Youth flock to the campus, which is now known only as Sunset Corridor.
What's your name? You like new wave music? You like new music?
No.
You like music?
No.
You think life has any meaning?
No.
Tabitha, you know the name of this band that's coming up?
No.
Well, neither do we. The Unknowns! The Streets!
One more day. One more day. Total substitutions. One more day. To take you out. Okay, boys and girls. Oh, stop in a trap.
Knots Landing Voodoo Cream, a duty-free zone for cheap abstraction. These days, abstraction is a euphemism for lack of commitment or maybe even promiscuity. In the first phase of pharmaceutical terraforming, the banks of the 20th century shifted to the mega drugstores of the post-individual era. Now they are slotted into the Smile network where any ideology can be grafted onto a bank interior. Today, the runaway youth show up from the suburbs and highway rest stops, anonymized and ready to rebuild their identity in the entertainment business. The former banks, the cathedrals of capital, are now zones for the transfer of fantasy. Biochemical, interior decorated, 3-act structure, fashion symbols, misplaced rebellion.
Year 2004. Dr. Annalise Zapata, a former Marine medic, concert pianist, and amateur astrophysicist, posits the theory that our universe is simply the interior of a black hole in a larger external universe. This Chinese box cosmology is met with universal dismissal. The basis for her theory is that primordial nucleosynthesis is the slippage of entangled particles escaping the gravitational vortex of the black hole. She calls the slippage nova heat. Year 2016, pioneering electronic musician Dalia Jelani uses the philosophy of psychic driving to program the Smile Bio network. A sequence of interweaving sound loops are programmed at random intervals throughout Sunset Corridor. This creates a symphony of overlapping phasing patterns. The building is now a generative music machine pumping out an infinitely changing system of sounds. It no longer requires human control.
The kingdom of culture, beauty, art. It would be better to say that because this is the proof of it. The stones speak. The stones are speaking through vibrations of beauty, vibrations of discipline, vibrations of precision. Yes, the stones speak to the people of planet Earth.
It's very hard to live like a beatnik. Sometimes you've got to sleep on the fields or on the street because you've got no place to go, no place to sleep, no money.
The agonists. The rejection of colony sound was imminent. The cranky kids in the back of the classroom were no longer a minority. They were becoming the large, dissenting mob. Colony sound was too big. Colony sound was too popular. The Smile was too corrupt. The fort was selling tainted drugs. Metrovision were soulless corporate hacks. The whole thing was mindless spectacle that was distracting the masses from the true nature of humankind. The utopian myth of a superorganism was just that, a myth. They set out to build Earth ships inland from the colony. Dens of natural woods, organic fabrics, and handmade ceramics. They denied the electrophysiological pleasures of the Smile in favor of old-fashioned fermented beverages. Pina coladas, spicy margaritas, maybe even a peach-flavored highball. The Merlot and Coca-Cola kids watched the sunset behind the broken-down towers with that "I told you so" smile.
Everybody committed suicide. They got 900 people died. Well, I'll be lonely too.
Year 2019. Online message boards circulate the defunct theories of nova heat. Youth cultures sprout up around alternative cosmologies with a focus on magical thinking and fantastical narratives. Nova Heat becomes the slang moniker for a global subculture invested in fringe science, biotechnological living, generative music, molecular entertainment, and flex identities. Year 1604. A supernova appears in the sky. This inspires astronomer Johannes Kepler to look at the universe from a new perspective. He had already devoted significant study to the musical harmonies of celestial objects. He begins work on a manuscript that articulates a non-geocentric system, an allegory of interplanetary travel that is the first known work of science fiction. An altered version of the story later resulted in his mother being put on trial for witchcraft.
No mercy for the dead.
Somewhere else on the other side of nowhere, there's another place in space, beyond what you know as time. One, two, three, play. About 10 years ago, the New York Times stated that I had bypassed the space age, and I have.
Year 1937. Iconic jazz musician Sun Ra had a visionary experience that changed the course of his musical career and gave birth to the Afrofuturist movement. He said of the experience, "My whole body changed into something else. I could see through myself. And I went up. I wasn't in human form. I landed on a planet that I identified as Saturn. They teleported me and I was down on a stage with them. They wanted to talk with me. They had one little antenna on each ear, a little antenna over each eye. They talked to me. They told me to stop attending college because there was going to be great trouble in schools. The world was going into complete chaos. I would speak through music and the world would listen. Year 2020. The holographic universe is pulled from the realm of theoretical physics and used in the sprawling right-wing conspiracy network known as Q.
Spider tar. That shrub looks like a sentence. The bamboo union used plants as signals. The aqua palm is a verb. The rubber tree is a comma. The cactus an exclamation point. The runaway youth can read the spider webs. Grammar for the wave of the future boys. Mirror trade. The consumer shadow scene. In the mirror gardens of the Pacific Coast there is, you guessed it, the mirror trade. No products. Just mathematical identities. The Beverly Center shifted from the antidepressant shopping scene to a free-form hangout that is linked into the global identity exchange. The transients drift in from San Vicente ready to assume all kinds of personality perks.
Year 2021. After running continuously for 23 years, the Smile Bio Network develops the ability to learn and self-generate information. It starts adding new generative sound loops and phasing patterns to Jelani's 2016 program. The Smile Bio Network is now the musician. Sunset Corridor is the instrument.
Rome wasn't burnt in a day. Took a lot of time for the bricks to be raised. Rome wasn't burnt in an afternoon. Took Visigoths, Ostrogoths, and who knows who. Yeah, everybody had a turn to make Rome burn. But those Romans, they never learn. It's time to take a match, it's time to return. I said Rome wasn't burnt in a day. Rome wasn't burnt in a day. Rome wasn't burnt in a day. Rome wasn't burnt in a day.
Year 2008. The plant mineral synthesis process is used to create a new class of powerful psychoactive compounds. OCT-23 is known as a dissociative, psychedelic, stimulant with some narcotic analgesic entourage effects. It becomes known as the entertainment molecule. Its street name is Marasa.
Vaporwave. If you take 75% copper oxide and 25% mycorrhizal fungi and let it fester in a beaker for 23 hours, the cells of the fungi will merge completely with the copper. You add a cocktail of hydrogen, helium, and lithium and the cells begin to replicate exponentially like an uncontrollable cancer. Add Diet Coke with a splash of Jamaican rum and this halts the growth. You now have a highly conductive plant-mineral hybrid that is known in the scientific community as mycotecture. In the arcades of the mansion, it is known as vaporwave. Some use these species as decoration. Some cook it with balsamic vinegar to make a powerful mind-altering substance known as marasa. Others refine the specimens in a commercial-grade microwave, which turns the organism into a wax-like slime that is highly malleable and the best-known transmitter of electromagnetic waves. You now have the neobiological pipes for a pirate media state. But don't try this at home. You get the time wrong or even add too much water and you might end up with, at the very least, a nasty headache and, at the very worst, a bomb.
Can come to the city tonight. One of the 5 lost tribes of punk. Levi Dexter and the Tribe. Cannibal party. Eat your neighbor.
Hiroshima. Shaved on the top, long on the bottom. Merlot and Coca-Cola cocktails. The paranoia kids pretend to squat in the bedrooms of a chateau on Lake Geneva. Ritalin. Robitussin. 1-minute songs, French vanilla vapes, 2-state solutions. The parents are at the office on the phone to Hong Kong. The paranoia kids go to the lesbian bar where they drink for half price. DHL uniforms are the fashion choice of the season. Lucy steals the jewelry of tourists from the south.
Me? Hello, I'm Sheldon Bentley with the newest in personal appeal. It's BioCorp's latest offering for this year. It's an auto suck, it's nuclear powered, it's for you. You'll love it. It hums Malagueña, it doesn't mind rejection, and it's only $21.95. Give us a call on this number that you see right now. BioCorp. What we do is our business.
Your 2022 Sunset Corridor becomes a hub for youth culture. References to Nova Heat turn up in every corner of the globe. Sportswear trends in Japan. A Netflix dating show. The drug music of the southern United States. The reactionary politics of Lower Manhattan. A fashion show in the Brazilian Stock Exchange and the ramblings of celebrity podcasters are just a small selection.
Spaceship Earth. On Spaceship Earth. Destination unknown.